Tech Time with Miss Boykin. Today we are going to look at one of the really cool features of Raz Plus. It's one of my favorite features that I found since we've been working from home and virtual teaching, and it is the Raz Plus curriculum maps. So what you're going to do, you will press the caret where it says resources. You are going to scroll down until you see literacy curriculum map. And then you're going to click on your grade level. So I will click on grade 5. And the first thing that you'll notice is there are a few different units that they've come up with. So one of my favorite units is Unit 2, Elements of a Story. So the very first thing that I like to do is click right here where it says Unit Guide. My unit guide popped up right here. Now I'm going to click on it. It's going to open up a new tab in my browser. And what I'm going to see now is my unit broken down into different weeks. So this, what we're looking at right now, is just a quick snapshot of what our week will look like. It tells you the reading strategies that you'll be using, the comprehension strategies, the vocabulary strategies, the text features, the text structures. We even get to look at like the grammar and the mechanics and the word work. So this is great for just a really quick snapshot. Now, you'll notice that this is 26 pages. So each week it goes through and really breaks down the exact standard that you're going to be using. And you'll notice that these standards have been correlated to match our TEKS that we use for reading. So as I scroll down, you'll see the breakdown in each section. This is grammar and mechanics. It tells me what standard I'll be working on, the objective, and I can even see the resources and the leveled books that we'll actually be reading. And remember, we've already talked about you can take these books and you can actually assign them to students so they can see them on their platform. So right here, you'll see if I'm going to use this in my guided reading lesson, it tells me which standards I'll be working on, resources, and it also gives me ideas on how I can differentiate those resources to meet the needs of my students. So this is your weekly planner for the literacy curriculum map. So I'm going to click back to my previous tab. Now we're going to actually open up week 1 and look to see what goodies we have in there. So you'll notice that there are different folders. So I have a shared reading, I have grammar and mechanics, guided reading, stations, read aloud, and writing. So each one of these folders is actually packed with the resources that I will need. So I don't have to go and look and find all of these resources. They're already here. So I'm going to click on stations. And you'll see that I have so many resources that I can use if I'm doing partner work. You'll notice that they're also in Spanish and in English. So I'm going to be able to meet the needs of both of my students. So I'm going to click on resources for differentiation. And here are the resources that I can use when I'm looking at making stations and centers in my classroom. And so you'll also notice right here that as I'm going through these folders, they're popping up right here so I can quickly go back and forth in between folders. So here's a quick look at the standard, the TEKS that I'll be looking at when I look at shared reading. Here's all of my resources that I'll need. And then here's my resources for differentiation when I'm looking to differentiate that work for the needs of my students. So I thought that showing you this would be just a great look at some different resources that Raz Plus has to offer when we are virtually teaching or maybe doing a blended classroom and we're looking to just add some different resources and spice up our centers. So thank you for joining. Now you know how to reach the literacy curriculum map. See you next time.